right, everybody, and welcome to another week. We're getting to the end of the footy season, but another week of Fourever Rivals, biggest show on the net computer. What do we call it, Quinn? You're on the social. What are we calling this? What are we
on the internet.
On the internet.
World Wide Web.
That's it, internet.
Let's go. We're already starting. Good evening, Rocco. Laughing, mate. They're already laughing, and we haven't even started, mate. What's this? What do we got here? We got, for this one, seems a new one. It doesn't matter what he says, he's still delusional. I think he's talking about someone there on the right-hand side there. What do we got here? Can't wait to hear Manni's excuses. Let's hear what else we got here. I saw a good one here. What's this one? Mark is going to burn faster than the Hindenburg tonight. You're going down, mate. I've got something planned for you, mate.
That's all right. I'm happy
Mark
to take it.
Going to get roasted. I hope everyone's got the roasting ready for Marco. All right. Everybody, if you haven't been here before, where have you been, first of all? Second of all, we introduce everyone. First of all, we got Quinny, the Richmond supporter, where people are abandoning that ship quicker than the Titanic. Hardwick off he goes. He just couldn't handle it anymore. And then we've got on the top right-hand corner there, Magpie Manni, everyone's favourite loser. Seriously, mate, these blokes here know definitely how to choke. They make Greg Norman look like an amateur. And then at the bottom here, we've got Marco. What can I say to Marco? What team decides not to send over their players and just bring over a bunch of witches' hats? So, and then, of course, you've got me, Rocco. What can I say, mate? Listen, the team everyone wants to follow. So let's get into this straight away. I actually, if any of you want to leave now, you can, because I've got a big show planned, mate. Oh, Mark, I'd be going if I was you, just quietly. Quinn, I reckon, is going to kind of get away for a little bit, but Mark, I mean, Manny always cops it, but gee, Mark, I don't even know what to say anymore, mate. I don't even know what to say anymore.
I've got the Rexona, mate. It never lets me down.
Yeah, it never lets you down. Hi, Manny Alana. She's a great person there. All right, first of all, let's make sure we get through this bit here. Subscribers, everyone like, share, and become a member of the Jumper Punch. Like, push that button, share it, tell your people, because trust me, all that helps us. All those little things helps us, and we're here to entertain you. So, yeah, just a like, a share does heaps for us, right? So make sure you get on there. What do we got here? We got some more comments are flying tonight. What's this one here? Mark will be doing the Newman Mailman run, and Manny will be doing the George Costanza. That's very true. What do we got here? Josh, Collingwood has let you down so much. It must not be working. Yeah, they're done. All right, let's get stuck into this because fucking hell. I feel bad for you blokes, man. Seriously, to follow such shit sides there. Anyway.
Well, Carlton's not shit, you know.
All right, what everyone's been waiting for. I'm telling you, mate, I've been getting messages all week. Everyone's been waiting for this. Let's get stuck straight into this. And we have got the mannerism. Everyone give them a clap. Now, there's so many mannerisms I've had to make it into two lists, right? So let's go into last week, what he said. He thought Jay Ryan was a midfielder. Well done. What happened was he got someone to give him the name, and then he thought he was a midfielder. All right, what else did he say? He said stats don't matter, and then proceeded to give stats on Carlton. Well done, Manny. Thought Rene Kink went to Sydney. Went nowhere near Sydney, mate. Nowhere near Sydney. Thought Alan Didak had won a Brownlow. Oh, here we go. That's right. And then thought Rocker was the Pies' all-time leading goal kicker. But then you go, it can't get better than that. Yes, it can. Because he thought Sav and Anthony's surname was Rocco. That's what he thought. The two greatest players thought it was Rocco. And then lost the Collingwood Turdsville quiz 7.5 to a Carlton supporter. I've talked
What
too
can I?
much.
What can I say?
I'll leave it to you, Manny. What can we say about that? Can we get any more mannerisms today?
Well, let's hope so, Rocco. That's what it's all about. It's about getting the
Well,
mannerisms.
yeah, I know. It's not like you try. It's you fucking it just comes
Something's
out of your
come
mouth.
natural.
Yeah, it does come natural. Manny, the plastic pie supporter. Here we go. We're getting and we do have to say Paul Ryan did get concussion on debut. Did you know that? Did you watch the game?
I did watch the game, yeah.
Yeah, he did get Ryan. So hopefully he gets better and then leaves your shit side. All right. What's this one say? We got this one. Hi, Mark. Has the 120-point loss mean Adrian Dador? We have got something to say about that, man. You get ready for that, mate. I'm telling you, you get ready for that. Because seriously, Mark, we're going to talk about your shit side, right? But I've got some serious questions later. Not joking. I've got some serious questions about your side, and I hope that you can answer them. All right.
I'm waiting.
All right, let's get straight into what everyone's here for, and that's all right, everyone. What a tune, mate! Doesn't that everyone get everyone pumped up? I'm telling you, this is the best show on the. I'm telling you, this one day is going to be groundbreaking. It's going to be especially if your shit sides keep doing what they do. But anyway, let's all right, let's get straight into this. What we're going to do first is I thought I want to chuck one in, and this one's for you, Quinny. Let's have a look. Damien Hardwick as Gold Coast Suns head coach. Now, we know that was going to happen. And in actual fact, you heard it here first, because Mark picked it as soon as he left Richmond. Everyone, remember, Mark picked it, right? He said that he was going there straight away. Now, I just want to pose one question to you. Do you feel a little bit betrayed, mate? Like, I'm serious about this. Like, he's left his side halfway through the year. He's gone over. It's almost like he's made this decision before he left. I don't know. But how do you feel about it, mate?
I think because we've known for so long, it didn't really bother me when they announced it. Because, like you said, we've all known for how long now, ever since he left. That's what most likely what he's going to do. But no, look, the more you think about it, you feel a little bit betrayed in the sense that you know that when he left, he and although he said he didn't know, he knew where he was going and what the plan was going to be. And to say you're burnt out and then 6 months later you've re-signed at another club for 6 years, that's not burnt out. That's just you wanted to change, which is fine. If he had to come out and said, look, I want to change, I need a different lifestyle, blah, 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 yeah, you're all for it. But at the same time, he couldn't have given us much more than he gave us. So you can't be salty and hold grudges, but it did hurt a little bit. It does. And as I said, like, you knew it was going to happen. But it does kind of shit you like this stuff. Don't tell me that it wasn't already kind of like brewing.
Mate, can I tell you something? A dog is always going to be a dog. Okay. Now you can sit there and you can say he did so much for Richmond, you won premierships and all that bullshit. Now the bloke is the typical dog. Cheats on his wife with a staff member at the club. All right. Purely shows the type of dog.
Now wait. We're going to stop this. No, I'm not going to let this go any further. I'm going to stop this right now because that accusation is full of shit. No, you're wrong. He was split up. With his wife, and he went out with someone. So don't say he cheated on his wife.
All right. Then the Academy Award goes to Damien Hardwick. I love you. I love you, boys. I love you, mate. What a load of bullshit. Where is that loyalty? You know what? You want to go somewhere else, go somewhere else. At least do the right thing. Honour till the end of the season. Stay till the end of the season, and then that's it. Move on. Go wherever you want to go. But this guy, the way he did it, mate, as far as I'm concerned, it shows typical. The guy has got no class. I rest my case.
Quinn, I'd be starting to start reserving yourself here now and start getting into the forever rivals and just go back at him, mate. Just
Now, I know
don't hold back.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I know Quinny. He's a lot more intelligent because everything. Manny
I know
said
that,
was some of the
but
most ridiculous
just
things
mate,
I've ever heard
if
in my
someone
life.
said that to me, if Manny said that to me, I'll go straight back at him and say, yeah, you know what. But I'll leave it in your hands. I'm not gonna kind of pursue that anymore. But
Mark, what are you going to say?
I'm not gonna say anything about it. Oh,
Anyway, Quinn.
if anything, Quinn, I'm gonna say that I reckon that Richmond will lose Dusty Martin. I reckon Hardwick will bring him over. He'll persuade him to go over.
Hang on, make note of that. Dusty.
And I think Richmond are going to be in some strife the next few years, mate. But I wouldn't be putting up with Manny were just saying then, mate. I'd be just going hammer and tongue with him, mate.
Thanks,
Well, I can say I do agree with. I think I would have loved him to stay to the end of the year and then move on. I think that's all fine. The way he probably handed it over was a bit interesting, but I do want to go back as well to Rocco. You put the comment up before. John Holden said Quinn. He never said he was burnt out, and yes, John, you are correct. He never used those words correctly. He said he'd flip the sausages only so many ways, and he couldn't find any more ways to flip him with that team. That's the way he worded it. So. John's spot on with that one. He was very careful in his wording, which makes me think even more he definitely knew what his plan was going forward. So, look, it hurt. It definitely hurt when he left, but I think we've known about it for so long now, and in the long run, we probably weren't going anywhere with the current list that we've got and the way things are going, so we probably were due for a change. But I don't think Dusty's going to go to the Gold Coast as much as everyone's talking about it. I don't think they can afford to pay him. I don't think Richmond are going to want to pay his salary because he's still contracted. And I don't know. He's just an older player. I think the Gold Coast have got a good list already. I just think they needed maybe a change of coach. They've got a good list. They don't necessarily need a Dusty. So, but it'll be interesting because
maybe bring Rewalt or Cochin back in the side, maybe.
Yeah, Rewalt to go play for the Suns.
They won't go. But anyway, can I just one thing I'm going to say about loyalty, which. Where was the loyalty for Mick Malthouse?
Where was the loyalty?
Yeah, when you got rid of him,
there was no loyalty.
So why should a coach have loyalty when a club doesn't have loyalty?
Oh, look, I agree, but you're comparing apples with oranges here.
No, I'm not. I'm comparing. You're saying where's the loyalty, and I'm asking you, where is the loyalty of a club?
Hang on, Malthouse was playing finals football. He's in the grand final.
It's got nothing to do with the end product. They got rid of him early to put in Buckley. Where was? Just answer the question.
There was no loyalty.
You threw out an accusation that he wasn't loyal to the club. I'm asking you, where was the loyalty to Mick Malthouse by your Turdsville?
Mate, I can tell you right now, there was a lot of Collingwood supporters that were devastated the way the Collingwood.
It's got nothing to do with the supporters. I'm asking, where was you're throwing a statement about Dimmer, right? You're throwing the statement. Where was the loyalty from your shit club?
There was no loyalty.
Where was the loyalty to Grundy?
There was no loyalty.
So don't throw out that statement. It's rubbish, man. It's rubbish. You're trying to make an impact here.
No,
it's rubbish. It's rubbish.
You're comparing oranges with apples, my friend. You're comparing oranges with apples.
How is that oranges to apples?
You are.
How? Because I asked you a simple question. Why should a coach have loyalty when the club doesn't have loyalty?
All I'm saying is the way Damien Hardwick.
You called him a dog for leaving, right? And I'm saying that the whole Collingwood team is a dog for getting rid of the coach.
That magnificent act by Damien Hardwick to sit there and say, "Oh, I love you boys," and this and that. And
look, you don't think that I'm going to defend him. You don't think that Damien Hardwick, after how many years, Quinn's 13, 14, 15, 16 years?
Yeah, 13, 14.
Winning 3 fucking premierships, doesn't love his team.
No.
You're full of
I'm not
shit.
saying I love his team. I'm saying that he didn't handle things the right way. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just writing this down for your next mannerisms.
Did not handle things the right way. That's what I'm saying.
Done.
Okay? All right.
Manny speaking merda as always. I'm telling you, man, you bring out thing and then all of a sudden you can't answer the question when your club is just as bad.
I'm not saying that my club didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is 2 wrongs don't make a right.
What's
It's
that got
simple.
to do with it? All I'm saying is just don't bring in loyalty. There is no loyalty anymore. The loyalty is gone. It's
Exactly.
gone. So don't call him a dog.
And that's what I'm
You
talking
made
about.
2 false statements there. You said that he cheated on his wife, which he never. So I don't want this show to become that. And then you called him a dog for leaving when there is no loyalty. Sorry, Quinn, for jumping into your defense there.
That's my opinion. The way
Go
he
ahead,
did
mate.
it was all wrong. I think the way he did it was all wrong. That's my opinion. He should have stuck it till the end of the year. That's just my opinion. I think he handled it all wrong. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Manny, hands down, you are a muppet. And, you know, in saying that, I say that about our sides. How many fucking coaches did we get rid of? We got rid of Brett Radden, who was a fucking best and fairest in a premiership year when he won 11 games for the year. So we're just as bad. All I'm saying is this loyalty, it's no more. It's no more. He's got to think of himself. Anyway.
Isn't Ratton coaching Richmond now?
No.
I heard it today on the media that Ratton's coaching Richmond.
For what? He's at North Melbourne.
Yeah, well, anyway, sorry, Quinn.
No, Rats is at North Melbourne. He took over Clarko when Clarko had his absence this year. We got Andrew McQualter.
Clarko's back on. Clarko's back on.
Yeah, but Rats is still... Clarko's back on, but Rats is still employed at North.
They were saying that Rats is going to coach Richmond next year.
I haven't seen that yet.
Okay,
I've seen
well,
a few coaches in the firing gun, but never saw Ratton's name thrown up.
There's no one else out there, mate.
Mark is the guru, mate. He predicts a couple of things. One thing that he got wrong was the one about the team that wins, that's on top after round one always makes it in the.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. One more question from Espo. Do you suggest that he stay till the end of the year while being burnt out and disinterested?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's a tough. I think just from a sentimental point of view, you wanted the team finish off the year, but if he's going to be half-assed about it all season, Andrew McQualter has been the club 10 plus years. He knows what he's doing. You know, it's not the end of the world that he handed it over the way he did. I think from a sentimental point of view, you want him to finish the year, but it's worked out the same regardless. Minnie took over and we won 5 out of our next 6 games or something like that. So we actually hit it like when Minnie took over.
You kind of get that bit of a lift when you get that new coach. So that kind of happens. Anyway, all right, let's see. It's good. Problems thinking. All right, we got some things. All right, let's go into the next one. I think that everybody wants to talk about. And this one. The umpiring decision. I think that's been the big talk about the arc and should there have been, and I think everyone's exhausted the conversation, right? But I think it's time for Fourever Rivals to have their piece on this. What do we think about what happened and what? Just remember, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. What should we do to fix this?
Well, the actual decision or the actual club?
Like we saw what happened, right?
The club is asking now the AFL for some form of compensation for the result. So Adelaide is asking the AFL a compensation for it. Is it correct or not? Should they get maybe a first round pick? Should they maybe play an extra home ground, next year? So is Adelaide's asking for that, for that review?
To me, that's ridiculous. To get compensation over it. I mean, the game's done. There was a mistake. I mean, how far do you go? Do you go far on mistakes during the game?
Yeah, no, but obviously they did make a mistake.
What's that?
They did make a mistake, didn't they?
Yeah, I know, but do we go on other mistakes in other games?
No, not as clear as that. But obviously Adelaide are asking from the AFL for some form of compensation because it was clearly a goal, right?
Yes.
So should the club be awarded some form of compensation for next year?
No.
Whether no. Okay, just call it quits and move on.
You have to,
You know-
Mark, don't you? Don't you think that it's over now? Like it's done, mate. It's done.
Okay.
So can
It's
I ask
like
the
you're
question?
saying-
Can I ask the question? So was that at the end of that? Was that the umpire's decision?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when they went back to the video. And
No,
It didn't go to the video.
no. Don't you watch
It
the
didn't go to
game,
the
man?
video.
The difference in this decision was they didn't review it.
Right. So we
So it
go
was a
back to
clear goal.
so we go back to what we said last week. That
It's got
the
nothing to do
16
with last week. They didn't actually go to the video. If they had
Correct.
went to the video, they would have overturned it because it
Correct.
was clear.
Well, there was something that I heard on the radio that apparently what happened was as soon as the Swans got the ball and they started to continue the game. Apparently that you just can't call, you can't go to the video call or something like that. Maybe I've misinterpreted. I'm not sure. But
No. So what the you're not too far off the mark, Manny. So what the rule is, every goal that gets kicked automatically gets reviewed. Even if the goal umpire doesn't ask for it, automatically gets reviewed. So if it goes to the center square and upstairs goes, nah, that's a point, they'll bring the footy back. The problem is the AFL doesn't review every point. They only review every goal. So regardless, it wasn't the fact that Sydney had played on and it was too far gone. They just don't review points unless the goal umpire asks for it. And the goal umpire didn't ask to be reviewed. And I reckon, and maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist here, but I reckon the AFL has said to the goal umpires, stop using the goal review so much because we've been complaining they've overused it. Now, it's no coincidence that after last week...
No wonder I got Quinn on this show because he's the only one that speaks sense. And I actually brought this up yesterday on the Jumper Punch, right? But like we're blaming the umpire here and he should have reviewed. But has he been put under pressure to say, mate, if you can make a decision, I don't want you to go to the review, right? And he's been put under this pressure because, and I'm going to say another thing. The fans here are to blame also, right? Because... right? Whenever there's a review, you hear it in the crowd. Everyone gets upset. Oh, why are we reviewing it? That was clear. And everyone gets upset. Then when they don't review it, they go, oh, why didn't they review it? Like, mate, we got to make a stance here, mate. If they've got the fucking technology, they should use it, man. And I think that the goal umpire has become a scapegoat here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he was. I think they've been, especially after what happened last week in the Carlton-Melbourne game there with, who was it on the goal line there, Marchbank. I think the AFL has said, nah, if you think you know, don't question it, just call it and don't go to the goal review. And we're all to blame. I complain every week. Every week I'm sitting there going, how is that banana? What's he getting paid for? And I complain when they don't use the review. And look what's happened now. They haven't used the review. And it's cost the team a finals chance. It's given other teams a chance they might not have gotten. It's given positional changes. It's so much is happened because of this decision. It's ridiculous. And the thing, the AFL's policy needs to change. If you're going to review every goal, you've got to review every point. It's as simple as that. But the other thing they need to do as well, just get better technology. We can afford it. The AFL doesn't even have their own cameras. They make the TV. They make like Fox Footy and all that, provide all the cameras. Get your own cameras. You own enough.
Exactly right.
Chuck them on the goalposts and get good quality ones. It's simple. I want to use the technology because I think it helps. As much as we complain, it helps when you use it properly. But if we don't have the right technology, then I don't see the point. If we're not going to upgrade the technology, then I don't see the point.
I agree. And can I just say something? That's absolutely correct, mate. We are using Foxtel's bloody vision. Why haven't they got their own? It's a $1.3 billion industry, right? Let's get it right. And that's the whole thing, right? They should get the technology right, but they should. But the other thing that I think should happen, why can't there be where, like in cricket, where you can ask for a review? You only get like a couple, right? And the captain can ask for a review. And then if you lose it, you lose it. just like cricket.
Yeah.
Why can't there be that? And you've got to be real careful. Maybe even just one. Just have one for the game where you can review it, right? And say, nah, that was.
But if
played
you lose that review, say
done.
if you say it's a second quarter and the captain reviews it and they lose that review or win that
done.
review,
That's
and
why
then it's
you've
the
got
last quarter, you can't kind of you've lost that review.
And that's
So
why you've got to really be sure that it's 100%. You know what I mean? And if you get it right, you get to keep the review. You know what I mean? Just like cricket.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
That'll be a good one or
You
two
wouldn't ask for a
game.
review. You wouldn't ask a review in the first or second, even third quarter. You'd be sort of keeping that review in case you really need it,
and
where it really counts.
And that's fair enough, Manny. And that's fair enough. If that's the case, you do it. But if you want to, just say you 100% you touched it and you review it and you get it right, you get to keep it. You get to still have a review. You know what I mean? Just like in cricket, you don't lose it. Yeah. So there should be one. We got a few here, like ball tracking. The problem with ball tracking is the ball, right, is an oval shape. So with ball tracking, with the cricket and the tennis, the ball's round, and soccer. So what they can do is they can do the ball tracking and they can know where it lands. But with an oval ball, it's hard to determine what the ball's going to be doing. So the ball tracking won't rule it.
Put cameras on the goalpost. I mean,
they should have better cameras for sure.
You know what? They put monkeys out in the moon and all that kind of stuff, and the technology these days, the way society is.
Something goes wrong, the moon thing
So
comes out.
at the end of the day, I've got an invention. I'm not quite sure if you guys watch Shark Tank and that kind of stuff. It's an invention, right?
Yeah.
Why don't they just chip the ball, chip the goalposts, right? No more goal umpire. You kick the ball, goes through the goals, it's chipped. So the ball is chipped and the goalpost is chipped. Goes through the goals, the two goalposts go green. It's a goal. Look, the umpire goes like that. So the ball goes through. It's a goal.
What about the touch?
Yes, because it's chipped. So you kick the ball, it gets touched. There's a secondary touch to the chip. Then the goalpost goes red.
Yeah, but what if it's touched right on the line and the ball's like still over the line?
Well, they might have to review that, yeah. But the time it takes for them to review it, they've got to chip the ball.
I'm glad you're
chip the
saying all
post.
this, because if I was saying it, there'd be 1,000 comments on the bottom.
No, you really think about it. Technology these days, it should be done like that. Chip the ball, chip the posts. If it gets touched, there's a secondary touch, no goal umpire, the posts go red, they go green, or if the ball hits the behind post, it goes amber. It's out of bounds on the full.
I don't like that idea.
No more goal umpire. No more goal umpire. The goal umpires are upstairs now, right? Because the technology these days, it should be sorted out like that. Chips these days, they even know where you're going from here to there, Manny. From here to there, they know where you are.
I love it. I love that in theory, but if they can't get the cameras right, Mark, now, cameras, how are they going to get the chips right? If it worked, no problem, but I can't see them making it work because it's just the league. Someone made a good comment on a podcast I was listening to the other day. They go, the AFL, we follow the greatest sport on earth. And I reckon everyone in the comments, all of us will all agree. Football is the greatest sport on earth. However, the AFL as an organization is one of the biggest shit shows on earth at the same time. And I honestly, I think like the idea of the chip and all that, in theory, if they got it right, that would be awesome. But
Correct.
in no world can I ever see them doing it well enough.
Do that because they don't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend the money to do that, Quinn. Yeah.
They can't even get a camera right.
So get rid of the umpires. How much does an umpire get paid per game? $1,000. That's two umpires. That's $2,000. Well, it does, mate. Because at the end of that, they're not investing in the technology to make it work. Get the chips going, and you don't need umpires, mate. If it goes through, it's a goal or a point. That's it.
You know what?
Wow, I don't think.
Enough. I wouldn't be surprised if every single football player will be wearing gloves. And inside those gloves, there may be some type of sensor that when, for example,
it'll be the ball, Manny. It'll be the ball that's got that sensor.
If the glove actually touches the ball, right?
All right. I'd stop now, Manny.
Yeah.
I'd stop now on that.
Yeah.
I'd stop because I thought Mark's comments were a bit silly, but your one.
Silly. Think about it, Rob. You think about it, mate. No more umpires. No more umpires. You're 40 meters out. You kick the goal. It goes through the goals, and then there's on the 2 posts. There's green fluorescent lights.
Hey, Rocco,
and you're like, goal.
The reality is, thanks, Rocco.
Big match.
Yeah, I have been trolling. Yeah,
exactly. What if it touches the forearm?
All right. No, but what I'm talking about when it comes to that. I don't know. I'm only trying to suggest.
What if it touches the forearm or it touches the body? Like, that's still a point. What if it touches the head? That's still a point. What, we're going to wear caps? No, that's ridiculous, Manny. That's a dumb idea. Stop.
What I'm saying is, hang on. All I'm saying is that these days you got to put some ideas on the table, because right now the technology is fucked.
Shit. Yeah.
It's shit. It is.
It's costing games, mate.
Yeah, that's another mannerism. That's perfect, man. That's the best. Yeah, I'm loving it.
Wear gloves. Wear gloves.
I'm trying to help him, stop him there, but he keeps talking. Like, shut up. That's ridiculous. But what they should do is this. What they should do, for me, keep the goal umpire. Let's just put some money into some better cameras and maybe some heats, like hotspot would probably work. Let's have 3 or 4 things. A hotspot, a snicko, just like cricket. The goal umpire and the vision. Now,
it just delays the game.
Huh?
It delays the game, mate. It delays. That's why they've introduced, when they kick a point, you play on straight away. After you kick a point, the player plays on. Now all of a sudden, he's got to stop. Goal review. It just defeats the whole purpose of it, mate.
You're the problem. You're the problem. That's why the goal umpire didn't review it, because people like you, it holds up the game. But then on the other hand, you want it to be a correct decision.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah. Well,
I say keep the goal umpire and just get some better cameras and that. And when there's a review,
that's it.
When there's a review, I mean, you think about this, Mark. You show the vision, you got hotspot, and you got fucking thing instantly.
Yeah.
It won't take any longer. You know what I mean? So the other thing, I just want to just give a little bit of a kick to fucking Adelaide, right? Because sometimes, unlike you, Manny, sometimes you have to take responsibility, right? At the end of the day, right, instead of trying to be a hero and celebrate the goal before it was called a goal, how about you fucking man up? Right? Because if they did, there was a chance that they could have had another shot at goal, right? Forget about the mistake, right? You can't do nothing about that. They not only did that Keys celebrate, another 3 players went to him to celebrate, right? While the Sydney team took off down the fucking wing, right? How about Adelaide take some responsibility, mate, and don't do that? Can we just hold on a sec? I'm just going to do a little bit of moving around. All right. That's my little fucking gripe on the team too, man. Before you start celebrating, man, how about you worry about the game? Like the goal umpire hadn't even given a goal.
Yeah, I think what happened was as well, a few players who were in the square, like Adelaide was, saw it go through, so they've taken off as well.
Yeah,
I am seeing them. And that's when it's all happened. But you're right. Like I don't know. It's a tough one, because I know if it was at one of our clubs that had happened to, we would have been, you wouldn't want to hear that. But you're right. Watch.
If that happened to Carlton, we would have fucking lawyered up and been at AFL House the next day, mate. I'm telling you now, yes, we would have. Yes, you would have, man. We would have been fucking straight there, man. I'm telling you, we would have brought this to the Supreme Court. Right, if that was us,
Manny, if Eddie Maguire was still at Collingwood,
we would do. What's that?
Say if Eddie Maguire was still at Collingwood, you tell me he would have done that.
If that happened to Collingwood, Eddie Maguire would have been at the Supreme Court the next day.
Yeah, but you know what, Quinn? It's all about trying to fix and make this a better game. All right. And the problem that lets us down at the moment is these decisions that are being made and they're not 100% accurate. That's the biggest problem. Now, we can go on forever. Unless they start doing something about it, it'll continue to be this way. You know what I mean?
And unfortunately, just like trains and planes, we need disasters before we can make it even safer, So, and that's what's going to happen now. Imagine like this one's true. Imagine that happened in the grand final, man. Because we're not saying that it's like, for example, you can talk about the Melbourne and Carlton one, but that was called and they went for the review and they didn't get conclusive. So you can't go any further than that. But this one wasn't called. This one wasn't called. You know what I mean? So the problem with this decision was it wasn't all avenues weren't taken. That's the problem with this whole thing.
So it was a mistake. Right? A mistake, and it cost Adelaide. The AFL is going to say, "Oh, it was a mistake. I'm sorry, guys." But now Adelaide wants some form of compensation for that because it wasn't reviewed. So obviously, the club should be compensated for that, mate. But that's
not fair. Why should they get a number 1 draft pick for next year? That's got nothing to do.
I'm not saying number 1 draft pick. They're asking for some form of draft pick, or they're asking for
draft picks.
Or an extra home ground, home game.
You're going to get an extra fucking game. Nah.
The problem as well is, Mark. It's unlikely, but technically there was still a minute to go. So even if they paid that a goal, Sydney still could have won that game regardless.
Yeah.
If it was after the siren, and it would have been a definitive result, then it would have been even bigger uproar. The AFL's lucky there was a minute left.
We can look at all that, Quinn, but at the end of the day, still there was no review. So they've made a mistake. The AFL has made a mistake and admitted to it. So really, Adelaide should be compensated for that. They've made the mistake, mate.
But you're giving compensation for next year.
No, I'm not giving it. Adelaide is asking.
What if Essendon miss out on the finals next year because Adelaide had an extra home game? Home game that was against Essendon.
Well, it is what it is. Because
now rubbish. No, you can't, Mark. You can't.
Well, that's what they're asking for. And I reckon they've got every right to ask for that, mate, because there was no review.
Don't rub it, Rocco, don't rub it in Mark's face, man. They've missed out on finals again. We
haven't missed out on nothing, mate.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that, Manny. Let's not jump ahead. I know you've got a script there, but let's go ahead. I just want to finish off that. Is there anything else that we want to go into? Because don't worry, I've got it all planned for Mark and you. Don't you worry. But let's do this part first. So, one more thing. Someone wrote a thing here. I can't remember who wrote it. Sorry. How about Adelaide just play better? How about that? How about we don't get that far behind? How about we don't get that far behind? And if fair enough, the decision was made, but mate, you got to be looking at yourself there. You should never be in that position.
You can say that, absolutely. And they've got a valid point, but I don't know. I try to look at it from the point of view, if that happened to Richmond, I wouldn't care about, you know what I mean? And I'm sure, Rock, if it happened to Carlton and that's the way it ended, you wouldn't be looking at it.
I'll be fuming, mate. I would have
They make a good point. You probably shouldn't have been 40 points down and trying to claw back at 3/4 time the way they did. They shouldn't have been in that position. But the fact is they were, and at the end of the day, they were robbed. They were robbed of a goal, not necessarily a win.
No, we got to fix it. We got to fix it.
And the problem is as well is that the system it's never consistent. Like you said, Rock, this week they didn't review the goal. Look what happens. Last week, they reviewed the goal, and I actually think they did the right process. There wasn't enough evidence for them to overturn the goal umpire's decision, and they didn't do it. All right? And I actually reckon that was the right call. It was just, it could have, either gone either way. You go back, and not to bring this back up again, but you go back to last year's Richmond-Brisbane final, and there was, you guys tell me what you want. I don't think there was enough evidence whatsoever to overturn the goal. But they've overturned a goal. They're overturning the umpire's decision of hardly any evidence. It's just the inconsistency from game to game in the way they adjudicate that as well. It just needs to be one clear-cut rule. You either review everything or you don't review it, whatever. I think you just got to review everything if you're going to have the technology there.
Yep.
That's it.
Spot on, Quinny.
All right, guys, let's move on because we have got. Oh, look at Wayne. Wayne, move on, guys. Check him out, mate. If you want to come and click the button, you can.
Hey, I agree with Wayne.
In actual fact, I agree with Wayne too because I've got some stuff here that we need to get on, and let's do it. Let's start with this one here. Oh, let's go straight to this. Let's do it. There you go, Manny.
Well, considering we've been hot and cold over the last 5 weeks, we still are sitting on top, which is it's nice to see. And I'm not taking anything away from your team, Rocco. You dare to dream. Well, guess what? You'll be playing finals football this year, mate, and you're now paying $7 for the premiership. So $7 for the flag. How exciting is that? All right, the Bombers. Unlucky. Maybe next year. Good luck to you guys. And the Tigers, well, yeah, it is what it is. A sad story.
Yep. And you're right. You're right, mate. You're right about your team. And so does this.
Still on top, so it doesn't matter. We're still on top, mate. We're still on top.
Absolutely.
We're still on top, aren't we? Pies are on top. I've got to let you still on top.
Yeah.
I love the excuses coming out of your fucking mouth. What a shit side you
No,
are.
the facts are,
All right.
that you'd rather be
Hey.
the way Collingwood's going on with their injuries and the way they're playing.
Oh,
You'd
what
rather know that you're on
injuries?
top
Stop
four,
making excuses,
top
man.
four, or you're going to be on
We've
the
had
bottom.
5 or 6 players out all year. You get 2 shit injuries and you're making excuses. Fuck
You
off.
must be fucking
What a bunch
delusional.
of shit
You must be
asses,
delusional. What do you?
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
what do you think?
What?
You're sleeping pets or what?
Well, what are you saying? What are you saying? What? What have you got out? 2 players.
What am I saying? What am I
Yeah.
saying?
You just made the
I told
injury
you 10
excuse.
weeks ago when you were crying, 10 weeks ago when I turned around and said that passionate
What's that got to do with
supporter
the injury
that was throwing
statement?
scarves
What's that
and
got to do
booing
with
your
the
team.
injury statement?
The team's come
What's
good
that
now.
got to do with the injury statement? I don't understand. What's that got to do with it?
What I'm saying is
Stop
that right
making
now,
excuses. What a load
What
of shit
I'm saying
asses you are.
what I'm
Let's
saying
have a
is
look at your first shit
injuries-
game.
the injuries that we
Is
currently
the epitome of a Collingwood.
Go to Pies! Come on!
Come on.
I'm from Maui! I'm from Maui!
Please,
Maui.
man, you're embarrassing yourself. You're
All I'm
embarrassing
saying is
yourself.
that
You just made
we-
excuses. All right, let's
Listen.
go. Let's see what kind of excuses you're going to make here, man. Let's see what kind of excuses you're going to make here. Let's have a look at this first one. 15-10, 100 to 19-10, 124. 124. Look at side bottom at the back there. Absolutely doesn't know what's going on. Explain what happened there, Manny.
well, the defense let us down. Didn't it? The defense let us down. Simple.
Just your defense?
Yeah, midfield wasn't firing. The defense let us down. I mean, look, at the end of the day, when you're missing
Wobble,
big
wobble.
players, the players are. It is what it is.
Wobble,
I mean,
wobble, wobble.
Since you
I
know
can sit
nothing
there-
about your game, since you
I
know
can
nothing
paint a
about your
beautiful-
game, let's
Listen,
have a look
I
at the
can-
first stat. The Magpies 4. This is what's happened to you guys, mate. Points against, you've gone 15th. Opposition scores against 15th. This is in the last 6 weeks. Points against from turnovers 14th. Points against from clearances 16th. Inside 50, 17th. This is a bottom 4 side you're talking, mate.
Want to smarten up, Manny? Want to smarten up, mate?
What
Well,
do
you
got
know
to
what,
say about that? You got nothing to say? Let's have a look at the next graphic here. Points against from 1st to 18th. Goals against in the 150 from 1st to 18th. Points, opposition shot accuracy 1st to 18th. Defensive pressure 7th to 18th. Contested possession differential 4th to 18th. Remember when you said stats don't count?
Rocco, we got players that are missing. Yes, yes.
No,
Is the
I'm
team-
not. If that's your excuse,
No,
if
it's not
that's your excuse,
that's not my excuse.
if that's your excuse, I'm just I'm just adding, mate. Bit salty there. Let's go.
I reckon Brisbane just showed you guys like
But not
what
only-
finals is all about. What
Listen,
finals is all
Oh,
about.
that's fucking
You can't
salty,
take-
mate.
you
That
can't take
is
away.
salty.
You can't take away anything from Brisbane. Okay, you can't take anything away from Brisbane.
I'm
They
not
showed you.
taking anything away from Brisbane. What I'm doing is I'm taking everything away from you. I'm going to show you another stat. This season, the three sides have conceded 100 points in 3 consecutive games. The easy beats of West Coast and North Melbourne. And now, top of the table, Collingwood. Man, you've lost 4 out of your last 5. I told you weeks ago, mate. I told you weeks ago. You are probably the worst top of the ladder side in history. You're getting sides smashing you. The only side you beat was Geelong, and you see that they're fucking half a fucking shit side there. What do you got to say, mate?
They're a non side.
Now I'm going to ask you a serious question, right?
Rocco,
I'm going to ask
you're
do you
doing
want
all
me to
the
ask you a
talking,
serious
so
question? You want me to ask you a serious question?
go on.
What are you going to do to fix this? Because seriously, I can give you more stats, man. Seriously, contested possession, you're 14th. Ground ball gets you 17th. Clearances, you're 14th. This is bottom 4 sides. West Coast and North have got better clearances than you guys.
Look, right now, I could sit here and I could try and paint the picture that, but the facts are right now we aren't looking good. We're not. And you're right. And things need to change, Rocco. That's the reality.
Yeah, how? How are you going to change it?
Well, we've got to start getting our players back, don't we?
That's got nothing to do with it, man. You're missing
Rocco.
2 fucking players.
Two players, Rocco.
More doesn't fucking clean up your clearances and that.
Mate, we've got Nathan Murphy there's out. We've got Ash
Murphy
Johnson.
played, you banana. He's out this week. He's played up to last week. He played.
Last week he was playing. He wasn't playing 100%. You know what I mean? The reality is we've got to get our players back, Rocco. See, you're talking right now because you're going to play finals football after 10 years. Well done. Well done.
I just want to, let me just see. Oh, gee, that's salty, mate. That is fucking salty.
Yeah.
You're a dickhead. I'm asking you, we'll get to our game. I'm asking you about your shit Turdsville, right?
Yeah.
How are you going to fix that? If you ask me what's wrong with my side at the moment, I can tell you exactly what we need to improve. I bet you if I ask fucking Mark, he'll tell me what he needs to improve, right? I'm asking you, don't give me that you got 2 players out and that's your whole thing. No premiership side makes excuses like that.
Well, Rocco, the reality is the last 5 weeks we've been hot and cold. Simple as that. Our
Hot and
defense,
cold? You've lost 4 out of 5. That's cold.
3 out of 5, you dickhead. 3 out of 5.
3 out. Who did you win?
3 out of 5. Yeah.
Who did you beat?
You've got
Who
some
did
serious.
you beat?
You got some serious problems.
Who did you
The
beat?
reality is our defense
Who
is
did you beat?
left.
Who did you beat? Who did you beat? Who did you beat?
Yeah, no. You sound like those,
Who did you beat?
Paulson.
Who did you beat? Who did you beat?
We
you
beat
only
Geelong.
beat Geelong. That's the only team you've beaten.
Yeah.
Numbers.
You've lost the bloody Hawthorn. You lost the Carlton. You lost the bloody Brisbane. Who else have you lost to?
That's it.
You don't even know, man. You're making 3 out of 5. Mate, hey, listen, I've got another one, man. I think I have found.
We beat.
I think I have found no regrets, man. I think I found no regrets.
The epitome of a Collingwood.
Go to pods! Come on!
Yeah. Come on.
I'm from Maui! I'm from Maui!
These are a bunch of duds, and that no regrets. What a loser, mate. Doesn't come back on, hasn't been on any shows, blah, 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 and has disappeared, just like your Turdsville.
You know what?
Believe
it or not, he is on the show, but he's actually
Where?
using a different name.
Yeah, is he? What name is he using? How would you know? Yeah, you don't know shit, Manny, and that makes him a worse loser because he can't put his name to the comments.
I think the
Manny
words
doesn't watch the games. You don't even know where you lost it. You don't know how to fix it. You thought that your player last week, Ryan, was a midfielder. You got no idea, man. Your best player is a fucking 33-year-old. Your best player is a 33-year-old. You've conceded more points than any other side in the last 6 weeks. Use it seriously. Well, I think this is the case. I think Manny is no regrets. Confirmed. Yeah, I reckon that's true.
Ooh,
Anyway,
bit of a secret.
listen to me. Really, I'm over your shit side because the fucking the saltiness I've heard over the last 3 weeks, man, has been insane, mate. Yous are the worst.
at the moment.
Oh, far out. That's salty, mate. That is salty,
you know
just like your shit side.
we're not
How's
doing it
Severio
at the
Rocco
moment.
going? How's Severio Rocco going?
Rocco. Hey, now listen. You probably can't hear properly, but look,
No, I can't.
you know what? We're going to be playing finals football, and good luck to whoever is in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
I was just talking about like you going into this final season as the worst club ever. Anyway, seriously, I'm really sick of talking about your club, but seriously, they are pretty much Turdsville. All right, let's get into the next one, mate.
2 weeks ago, you
Yeah,
didn't fucking
the turds of Johnson Street. Remember, we used to run the sewage through your shit suburb there. All right, let's go to the next one. Here we go. A bit of positivity, and we're going to get Quinn into the conversation here with some intelligent conversation for once. 14-17, 101 to 10-12, 72. And we saw two great players finish their career. That was their last game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. That was wraps for them. So that was that's probably the first game I've shed a few tears since the 2017 grand final. That one, it was emotional day because I grew up with those guys. So I was probably towards the end of primary school when those guys sort of started playing. So I remember them debuting, and I've kind of grown up watching them. So that was. Yeah, it was an emotional day for me watching them. I didn't really care too much about the game. As long as we won, that was all I cared about. I really didn't care too much more. Like, our season's done anyway, so it didn't really matter. It was just a matter of sending him off in the right way. And, Jack kicking 1-3 really was giving me anxiety. It's like, mate, just kick a few goals. It's your last game. Slot him.
They were trying to get it to him, weren't they?
Yeah.
The last quarter, I reckon they hit him up about 3 or 4 times, and he missed every one. And all ones he normally kicks as well, like the snaps from the boundary line, all those sorts of things. So that was disappointing. But no, it was good to farewell him in the right way. And, Dusty, their best mate, he had 31 disposals, 3 goals. Shea Bolton had 25 disposals, 4 goals. So there was, everyone sort of stood up for those guys and tried to farewell them in the right way. And I think they did. I mean, albeit against North Melbourne, bottom of the ladder, but it was a nice way to farewell them. So,
well, at least you beat them by a good amount, and you didn't beat them by like 1 point, so that's all right.
Good on you, Richmond. Good on you, Tigers. Good on you, mate. It'll be good for next year, buddy. Good for next year.
So we got a few. You'll probably get you're going to be looking at a coach now. I mean, you got still one more game, but you're going to be looking at a coach, some players. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be.
I hope.
I
hope we don't send any of our best 22 over to Adelaide. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, no, I think we look outside as well. But I was saying, I hope next week we don't send any of our best 22 over to Adelaide. I hope it's all VFL blokes that are, because if someone goes over to Adelaide next week in a dead rubber game and does an ACL.
I know. So we're tanking now, are we?
Well, it's not tanking. We're not making finals anyway. We're already done.
So?
No, but it's not tanking because they're not going to get any benefit out of tanking, right? The only benefit they'll get is maybe putting some players in for some early.
Of course, yeah.
It's not to get a pick or anything.
So the Bombers, are they still in with a chance?
Yeah, they are, mate. They are.
We'll get into that. As you can see, we're talking about Richmond, Manny. I know you've got a script there, but anyway. Yeah, you do, because
We'll
you
just
always
hope.
try to go to where
Maybe-
you want to go.
maybe I
But we're
did the
just
same
talking.
for
We're
what
just
you
going to
do.
give Quinn his 5 minutes of fame. I just want to say, well done to the boys. Right, well done to the boys, man. They I did actually like, as I said, I'll just have mine say, as I said with Cochin, I admired him as a captain because he was a fucking banana and he turned it around. And anyone that can turn it around, man, I give applause to, and to become one of the good captains, you know. And also Revolt, man, I love this passion. I know people don't like him, you know, but I love this passion, man, and I. You know, like, and that's it. So good on you. But in saying that, man, you probably, if you do win, you're going to finish in that bloody 9th position again, you know. So for everyone, I've got this one for you.
We finished 9th again. The Richmond Tigers finished 9th again. In any season, you will see it is our fate to miss out on the 8. We win a few, then lose a lot, and then it is too late. We just went down the drain.
That's for you, Quinny.
You'd think 3 flags in 4 years would make that song hurt a little bit less, but it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
It means nothing. It means, you know how this works. You know how this works. You know how this works.
Nothing.
And plus, we are forever rivals. So let's get into this. All right, we've done that. Let's get into, what do we got next here? Here we go. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, look at this bloke here. What a specimen of a man. 13.987 to 13.91. What else can I say? 40 points down to come back. I think it was a great victory. That's all I've got to say.
Well, the Carlton Spuds were, you know, lucky to win, really, at the end of the day.
Oh, very lucky.
It was a lucky win, mate. That's all it was. It's not too. I wouldn't be too confident with that win, mate.
Mark, I can tell you
I'm
right now,
actually absolutely stoked with that. To be 40 points down, it just gives us another.
It should have got to that. It should have got to that point. Shouldn't have got to that point anyway. But
it did.
it's clearly Carlton's best win for this year, I think.
wow, against Gold Coast. Wow, imagine if Hardwick was coaching.
Even hey, listen, even fucking Gorn from Melbourne said the Gold Coast trip is one of the hardest trips to go down and do, mate.
Yeah, because all the players start to kick back.
What? We were anyway. It's my game. We were 40 points down, and we were asleep that first quarter. We were asleep, right? And they got away. And mate, if you look at my texts to my son and that, I was saying, man, just let us get our hands on the ball, and I think we'll be right. And it's exactly what happened, mate. And I'm actually stoked to come back from 40. Absolutely fucking stoked, mate, because it just shows character. Now, you might say, oh, you were lucky and that, whatever. That's just, actually, that one's for you, Mark. That one's for you, mate, because you're a bit fucking salty too about that. I just want to go back. Shut up. I just want to go back to... I just want to go back to your statement about should we bring back our players? Remember your statements last week? Oh, you don't want to think. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to show you something. Look at this. First of all, best player in the competition by far. Look at the kick. Doesn't break stride. Bang. Took on like fucking 3 meters on the bloke. Yeah, don't bring back Harry Mackay. Don't bring him back. Yeah, very good. Then you might say to me, you know what? That was a bit of an ass by the big man in Charlie Curnow. Well, let's have a look at this kick here, mate. Look at this. First of all, Cottrell. We're talking about hard workers, mate. Look at this. Turns around. Bang! Look at that kick, mate. And he does that week in, week out, hitting players. Best. And then what does he do? We were lucky. Yes. You know what we're lucky? We're lucky that Charlie Curnow fucking went at pick 12. That's what we're lucky at. Look at that. Just turns it around. What a star, mate. What a star. Is that enough? No. Now we're going to go into the fucking back line. Right? This is what a good player does. A good player goes back, ices the game.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Curnow is a superstar.
He is a superstar. And there's nothing we can say about him. He's a fucking superstar.
He is, and he's got a magnificent kick. Absolutely.
Magnificent. Could be one of the best big men field kicks in the competition.
Mate, he makes it look so easy. You know what? At the end of the day, Rocco, rivals are rivals, but you got to call a spade a spade. Curnow has just got a magnificent kick, and he makes it look so easy. Makes it look so simple.
You just want Matula to like you and that. You're just a bloody shut the fuck up.
That's the problem, Rocco. I am not afraid to say when I see something that is good. Simple as that. Right.
And I have to say, not that I'm not going to disrespect the Cooter man, because the Cooter man was the Cooter man, right? But that performance was Cooter-esque. In the fourth quarter, he kicked 4 goals when we were down by 40 points, laid off another 2, right? And then in this, and you might say we were lucky, but for us to come back by 40 points, but that's not it, because in the last quarter they came back again twice and hit the lead by 13 points twice, and twice we settled, and then we held on. Now, if you say, have we got some work to do? Yes, I think we've still got some issues. Like in the last 2 weeks, we've been defending well, but we just haven't released the ball into that next where we can just get a little bit of relief. You know, we've been
just one.
We had a bit of problems, but this is where Harry Mackay comes into it. Mate, he'll get better, man. He is the relief mark down the line when we need him. So anyone that says you don't need Harry Mackay, all you commentators out there, you've all lost the fucking plot, mate. I'll take him every day of the fucking week, mate. So that's it. I'm happy. 9 weeks in a row. What are we going to do in finals? I don't know what we're going to do in finals, because it is another fucking thing. But I think
the other teams will start working you out like they worked out Collingwood.
Whatever.
So Collingwood's now starting to go back on track.
No.
Collingwood, Melbourne, Brisbane, and all, they're starting to work you guys out. And
they haven't been reached time.
They will. So it's good to see Carlton get up there and get the supporters.
We've got too many fucking weapons. We got too many fucking weapons.
You know what?
One thing that we've got is our defense, Mark.
You know what?
Our defense is one of the best in the fucking competition at
the moment.
What do you think? It's going to change because of your shit fucking witches hats? Piss off.
You're right.
I got to hear that rubbish from you. Man, that is the saltiest thing I've ever heard in my life. Let me have a bit of a taste of this.
Yeah. They'll work, Manny. Like Collingwood. See that all the teams are working out Collingwood. Yeah. They're starting to work out Carlton. Let them have their glory. But when it comes finals, the teams like Melbourne and Sydney's going to be a challenge too, mate. Don't worry.
Players to come back, you salty shit. We haven't even got a full list yet.
Yeah.
St Kilda, that's another side there in the finals.
You like Collingwood, you haven't got a full list. Now, my biggest problem is this. If Carlton is winning by, I don't know, say 5-6 goals, and GWS know that, you know what, the game is over, I would hate to see foul play.
What are you talking about? What game's this? What game are we talking about?
I'm talking about Carlton and GWS.
Yeah, what's foul play? I don't understand.
I'd hate to see, and somebody was telling me this today. He goes to me, if GWS knows they've got no hope, and all of a sudden they release their frustrations onto Curnow, and they end up going and smacking him in one or injuring him in a way, he misses finals. You know what I said to him? I said to him, mate, you wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy.
Come on, man. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's just saltiness by people. I wouldn't want to see that. What a load of rubbish. I don't want to talk about
that's not fair. That's not fair. You got to have your best players on the. You got to have your best players on the park.
I can see some underlying comments there. The way you said that, you can jam it up your ass, mate. I'm telling you now. I'm not worried about that. And the other thing that Carlton will not do, we will not take this easy, because we can't afford to play with our form. Unlike you, Collingwood shithouse, that throughout the whole fucking year have been talking about how good you are.
You can't handle the fact that I just call a spade a spade. I mean, the other day, I even actually sat around and said to this guy, I disagree with what you're saying, because at the end of the day, he's not only a great player, but he's clearly shown that at the moment he's a leader. He's got so many goals.
Mate, what you don't understand about these players, mate, a lot of these players are fucking really good, mates. And you think that a player will just go out and deliberately fucking... Manny, this is the problem with you and your shit fucking side. Anyway, I'm sick of talking to you. You're making me sick here. All right, let's go.
This is what somebody said to me.
Who cares what someone said to me? The other day, someone said to me that you're a banana. I don't go repeat it again. Like, what a ridiculous thing. Who said this? Who said this? One of your intelligent fucking mates.
Actually, he's one of your mates.
Who?
I can't disclose on the air. I can't.
Who?
I can't.
Fuck off. They would have said that. What a load of bullshit. But anyway, let's get into this one here. I've been hanging out for this one here, mate. I've been fucking hanging out for this one here, mate. Let's go. Are you going to leave now? Are you going to leave now? Let's go. 25-12, 162 to 5-6-36. Was that the first quarter? Didn't they put your full total there? Yeah, you can hide.
Oh, what's going on? How are you guys?
So anyway, we got. You know how you've been having trouble with your fucking logo, and that they have decided on a new logo, and it's this one here, mate.
Yes.
Seriously, that is the most pathetic.
It's breaking down. Have you seen the sash? Have you seen
the banner? It's been a long time. The Bombers have waited. Last time they won the final, we weren't even created.
As my nonna would say, fuck it.
Hey, listen, because you might think that I'm only going to show highlights of Carlton, right? But I'm fair.
No, you can't say no highlight. There's no highlights, mate.
No, there is. I'm going to show you this highlight, and this is the first quarter.
You're fair.
This is the Bombers every time they go, and there was Gito. Fuck off! Get out of here, mate! Bang! Bang!
Oh God!
And don't worry, I've got highlights of quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4.
Yeah, well, you want me to comment on the game or not, man? It's not really worth.
Comment on the shit side because that's really a disgrace. That is really a disgrace.
Mate,
you brought in these players. Mate.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. Yeah, it was embarrassing, mate. It was just like, mate. I think from the initial, I think it was Redmond that went for a mark in the back line, and there was no player next to him, and he's missed the mark. And I'm like, fuck, that's it. We're shitting ourselves for some reason. So from there onwards, I thought, we're gone, mate. Even my son said to me, he goes, Dad, if they kick 5-6 goals in the first quarter to our 1, the game is over. And I said, no, that's all right, mate. You know, we'll be right. Nah, absolutely slaughtered, mate. No effort. It was embarrassing.
Can I just say, Mark, I tried to warn you, but you're so delusional, right, that you could see your team in the last 5 or 6 weeks have these bad deficiencies. And if your team really thinks like you, you're done. You're done. Because I'm going to show you, not only will I show you.
Hey, have you got Damien Hardwick there with you?
Yeah, he's floating around. He wants to go to Gold Coast. He's taken off.
Hey, listen, let's have a look at the no dash in the sash. Points for. Yeah. In the first from 8, now 17th. Points against, 18th. Points from turnovers, 18. Points from clearances, 17. Scores from inside, 18. Goals per 50, 18. I mean, the tackle is 5th, but I mean, the ball, you're trying to bloody get it. All I'm saying is, man, I've been watching, because I watch all the teams. You have been on a downhill slide, and you have got some serious issues in that side, right? And you kept saying, bring in the fucking the bloody Stringer. He's a dud, mate. Westerfield, fuck him off, mate. Like these players here are duds. Now the question I pose to you, right, and this is a serious question, right? Yeah. Because I'm a serious person, right? Yeah. I'm going to pose you a serious question. You have not made, first of all, new member. Tony Toski, thank you very much. You are a star, mate. You are a star. Thank you very much. First of all, you haven't made, you made finals since 2004, haven't won one. You've really been a disgrace. Yet, your recruiting officer in the Dorio is still there. What do you say about that? I mean, you cannot put a list together and you've got the same bloke there for 20 years, mate. I'm serious about that. I'd be pissed off.
Yeah. Look, obviously he's probably been there just as long as Kevin Sheedy. So, I mean, we've got to make that. He was, and I don't know why they're still sticking with him. I've got no say for that. I've got no, kind of authorization to move from there, but probably needs to be a change. What I can say is that, obviously we're a bit cashed up as well. So moving forward, I think that we probably need to just go out there next year and just recruit some big gun players, paying some big bucks.
I think you should be recruiting in the future, man. Don't just start, because this isn't a one or two player problem, your team.
No, it's not. It's not. Look, the most annoying thing was our coach a couple of weeks ago in the media. He said that the season goes for too long.
Yes,
and already that's putting things in the players' mind as if to say.
We never let him finish though, because what he wanted to say was that the season goes for far too long.
Correct.
We can't go for so long without drugs. Without taking drugs.
To me, that's like putting messages into the players to say, look, it's too long in the season. We're getting tired.
You're 100%. And when I heard that, I totally agree. When he started saying about the players are tired, the season's too long, to me, you're making excuses. It's like what Manni was making excuses about the thing. I'm telling you, it doesn't. You can state.
It sends a bad message to the players, mate. You know what I mean?
It's a bad message, mate.
Yeah, and that's got to change. And look, it's not acceptable on the weekend. We had an opportunity to win the game, or even if we lost the game by a couple of goals, right?
That's right.
There was still that opening, because obviously the Bulldogs they lost against West Coast. So I'm thinking, fuck, man, if we lost by 1 or 2 goals, we still would have had a chance. You know what I mean? And that wasn't the case. But to go there and just lose by 120 something points.
Is that his name, Rocco? You should
the last time, sorry, Rock. The last time they lost by 120 odd points was in 1992, and the next year the Baby Bombers went and won the flag. That's the only thing I can see out of that game is that hopefully next year we've got some young players and recruit some the old Paul Salmons or something like that, or Shorty Denham. And maybe next year
his name? Adrian Tedordo. What's his name?
Adrian Tedordo.
No, I think John's trying to say Adrian Tedordo.
All right.
Tedordo,
You got me, John.
Dodo. That's Crazy John's, isn't it? No, that's the other one. Dodo.
That's that bloody bird that got extinct.
Yeah.
And this is seriously what should happen to Thing. They should Saad. Yeah, thanks for Saad. He's been a good one. The best was when we got Saad. Hey, you thought your ship player was going to be better than him. But anyway, everyone's been asking this. Can you do the maths, please?
What's the maths?
If you can read this comment, 6,923 plus 365 should be about
7,288.
There you go, 7,288. That's how many is going to be before you even get a chance. That's huge, man. 2004, man. Mate, I was still going disco dancing.
It's hard, mate. It's hard. But you know what? As we always say, guys, there is still hope. So,
yes, go for it.
If Essendon beat Collingwood by 149 points, and Carlton with Curnow kicks 10 or 12, beat GWS by 90 points, and the Bulldogs lose, we make the 8.
Come on, that deserves a clap, man. I fucking love that shit, man. That is the best.
And
come on, Manni.
You laughed at me last week when I was glitching.
At the end of the day, there is still hope. So I'll be watching that game Friday night, mate. I'll tell you what. If we beat Collingwood by 149 points, I'll be watching the next game at Carlton GWS.
Mate,
Hey,
you can
listen,
shove
I
that
reckon
hope
you've got a
right up
chance
the
to
Uncle
beat-
Bissell, mate.
I reckon you got a chance of beating Turdsville over there because they're playing.
There you
shit.
go. There you
149.
go.
So you need to win by 149 points. Far out, man.
And
I
then
love it.
Carlton need to beat GWS by 90 points, sorry. And the Bulldogs need to lose, which they play
You know what
Geelong.
I hope the Bulldogs lose, right?
Yeah,
Right. And then I hope you win by 149 points.
yeah.
And then Carlton is, how much do we have to win by?
90 points.
And then Carlton is 95 points.
Yeah.
Sorry, 85 points. Curnow marks it. And then
On the siren.
and he just drops the ball on the ground and walks off.
And score review. Score review. Score review.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
Rock, if it's after the siren, it doesn't count, remember?
Yeah, score review. Score review.
You know what I hope? He plays on. He plays on after the siren.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, mate.
You ever considered writing fairy tale stories?
Yeah, I've got a couple of books going on at the moment, mate. You want to join me with one of them?
What's it called? How to Snort?
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, that's the best
Come and join me.
I've seen, mate. This is the best, man. Seriously, first of all, thanks everyone for joining, mate. Like we've still got a little bit more to go, but this has been a big, huge audience, and when we're going up against some other shows,
seconds, boys.
and we seem to be holding this audience because I think just the intelligence coming out from me and Quinn is like killing it, and you two are just wrecking everything, of course. And especially with those statements, man, I think I might have to get another fucking page for this mannerisms. Anyway, I think what we're going to do is, I think we've exhausted all that. We go into this one. What do you reckon? Let's do it. I've got to find it here. All right. So,
Now,
mate, lucky we have extended this show and we've moved over, which is the interview tonight is Mark Porter. He was a Carlton ruckman. He only played 55 games, but great fella, and that's on at 8:30. Yes, Manny.
now, before we go into the tipping, we forgot to ask Mark whether he's become a subscriber or a member. And B.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, boys.
And B, you didn't mention our great friend from Snitz, Northland.
Yeah, that's it. And if everyone checks the jumper punch last night, Gokhan from Snitz was on the show, and he was a great fella, man. And we seriously do appreciate fucking everything. And just remember, go down and get your snuggets, right? I'm telling you now. If you go to the other fast food outlets, right, I'm telling you, you might be getting some assholes, lips, toes, hair in there, right? But not at Snitz. It is 100% RSPCA approved chicken breast. So everyone get down there to Snitz. Now, while you said that, you're absolutely right. I got a message from Mark the other day saying I'll become a member. And what he did was he actually just subscribed, which he should have anyway. And then I asked him, is he a member? And he said he wants to see how good the Snit's in. Now, I just want you and everyone to understand when you become a member, right, you are helping us. It's not about you, Mark. You it's about helping the crew. How do you think all this happens? Who pays for all this?
I know.
And you ass, all you're thinking about is yourself. I can't believe it.
I'm just happy to get the 17% off the Snitz, mate. I want to go to Northlands. Northlands.
If you don't become a member next week, mate, I'm telling you, think it was hard on you this week. Next week you're gonna cop a big time.
It'll be 4 members next week. 4 members.
You better be 4 members. You better be. All right. Let's get into this. Hey, We got 10 minutes. Can we do this in 10 minutes? Can we do this in
Yes.
10 minutes?
Lock it in.
We can knuckle it. Let's do it.
And then we're going to need a couple of minutes because hey, can you leave the first game till last?
Yes, I can.
We'll leave the first game till last because we want to have a little bit of a discussion between the two seriously losers. I can just imagine you two. It would be the worst fight ever. You'll be worse than bloody, what's his name? Zuckerberg and bloody, what's his other bloke?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. I reckon that cage fight is better than yous two, man. Yous will absolutely disgrace everyone. All right, let's go. First one.
We'll start off Saturday afternoon. Hawthorn take on Fremantle at the MCG, and put me down, Rock, for the Hawks. The Hawks will win this one, I reckon.
Hawks.
Yeah, I agree. The Hawks.
Hawks. What about?
Rock.
Oh, you're going to wait for me, are you?
Yeah. Who are you going for?
I'm going to wait. Oh, you're a shift.
Don't wait for me. I'll wait for you. Who are you going for?
Go on. Who you got?
I'm going for Hawks.
Dockers for me.
All right. He's going to try to make a sweeping fucking thing. All right. I like
Well, I
it.
have to.
Yeah.
Well, we keep moving to Damien Hardwick's boys. We've got North Melbourne taking on the Gold Coast Suns in Tasmania down in Hobart. And also, just quickly as well, I won't dwell on it because we don't have a lot of time. But speaking of North Melbourne, just a quick shout out and well wishes to Jack Zeeble, who he got attacked.
Yes.
He got attacked on Saturday night after his final game. So you don't like to see that. The two blokes that did it have turned themselves in, so they'll get their just rights. But yeah, just shout out to Jack Zeeble. Hope he's doing all right.
I hope they learn from that because I believe everyone. Like you learn from these things, but seriously, that is a fucking cowardly act, first of all, to hit anyone, but that the king hit anyone, seriously, people, mate, what are we doing?
There's no need for it. No need for it anymore, mate.
They were kicking him while he was down as well. So we don't know what happened, but it's inexcusable regardless. So thoughts go out to Jack Zeeble, but I still think his Kangaroos won't win this. The Suns will get over the line and win their last game for the year.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Suns.
I reckon to make this fair, we're going to go one each, Mark. I'm not going to go first on every single one. We'll go one each.
Okay. All right. Manny?
And look, what I'm going to do is I've already written it down, so I'm not lying. Go. What are you
That's
going to
okay.
Manny's already
Manny's, yep.
I said the Suns.
Yep.
Suns. I'm gonna go North for this game.
Oh, all right. I went Suns. All right, I'm not lying, man. So there you go.
All righty, we move up to the Gabba Saturday night or Saturday twilight, I should say. Brisbane take on St Kilda, and I don't think Brisbane lose too many at the Gabba, so I'm going the Lions.
Yeah, Brisbane for me.
Yeah, I'm going Brisbane.
Brisbane.
Yeah, I really don't rate the Saints that highly. I don't think they're that flash. But anyway.
Saints are bad, man.
Anyway, we'll keep going. Geelong take on the Western Bulldogs, and there's so much riding on this game for the Dogs.
Oh, how shit. Can I just say, how shit are the fucking Dogs, mate? Seriously.
Yeah, we're talking about the Bombers, yeah?
To drop that game when finals is, oh man, that's bad.
Mark, you guys are just lucky the Bulldogs shit the bed last week. The heat was on them and not you this week.
Under the radar, mate. We went under the radar.
Honestly, and then they got berated in the fucking thing like a bunch of cowards. And again, man, I don't mind people having their say, but when you get personal and I don't know what else they were doing, man, supporters have got to stop that.
I was at the
Yeah.
game and it was bad. It was bad. Some of the things I heard getting said, that was pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
But for the Dogs to play finals, they need to beat Geelong and they need GWS to win, I believe. Or was it the other way around?
Yes.
I think they need. Yeah.
No, GWS to lose.
No, GWS to lose.
So yeah. So there's a lot riding on this one, but I'm going to say the Dogs just because I think Geelong is supposedly resting 95% of their team. So I'm going to go the Dogs.
Yeah, Doggies for me.
I'm going to go for the Cats on the last game at home. I reckon they'll just get through Geelong.
I'm going to go Cats too, only because it is at the Cattery, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're weak.
Yeah.
You're weak, Rocco.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we move
Why am I
we
weak?
move over to
Why
we
am
move
I
over
weak?
to WA. What?
Why am I weak?
Because I thought you'd sort of go against Mark, but you're playing it
I'm
safe.
not going to just go against him just for the sake of going against him, you fucking banana.
I'm the one that's going to go against him. I'm the one that's going to
go. Do anything, mate. That's who I believe. Far out. I'm a weak. Far out. All right, go.
Alrighty, we keep going. WA, West Coast take on Adelaide Crows, and I don't think West Coast are going to win another one, so Adelaide will win this.
We're
I
playing
can't see the Eagles winning. I can't see the Eagles winning 2 in a row. So Adelaide for me as well, Quinny.
Eagles for me.
Oh,
All
no
right.
way. I'm going Adelaide. How can you not? Anyway, keep going.
Easy done. The last time I'm going to get an opportunity to do this, but Port Adelaide take on the Tigers, and like I said last time, I'm tipping my boys.
Yeah, I reckon Port, mate. Sorry, Quinn, by 10 goals.
Yeah, I'm going Port Adelaide too. I can't see not over there, and you've really got nothing to play for. And Manny,
Nothing.
Adelaide.
all right, keep going.
All righty. SCG Sydney take on the D's Sunday Arvo.
This is a fucking huge game.
I'm gonna go the Swans. I don't know. I know they're the underdogs, but I'm going the Swans.
This is where is it at the G or is it at?
Nah, it's at one of the G's. It's the SCG.
SCG.
Yeah, all right.
So this is the flip of the coin, mate. So regardless happens to the coin,
I've already
it gives
chosen
me
my
my tip. So that's heads. So that's Sydney for me.
look. I don't want to say. Look, I've already went for Sydney. All right, so I already put Sydney.
That's okay. Yep. Obviously, the last 2 games might make a bit of a difference, but we'll see how we go.
Sydney for me.
Quinn, what'd you say? Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney. Yeah, Sydney.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Then the second last game of the round, Rocco, your boys at the very convenient time slot of 6:10 on a Sunday night. Carlton taking on the Giants.
Jeez,
And
lucky.
Like I say, it's hard to tip against a side that's won 9 in a row, so I'll be tipping the Blues, but should be a good game.
Geez, Sunday night. Gee, you're lucky you got the bye the week after that, Brock. You might be a little bit tired after that. But anyway, I reckon Carlton by 90 points.
Well, I'm going Carlton, of course. And you, Manny?
GWS.
Cool. All right. Not that no one cares about you, what you think, but yeah, I think. And does everyone believe the statement from Mark? Oh, you're going to be tired of that. What are you trying to do, man? You're looking like a fool there, man. What do you mean you're going to be tired?
Well, you're playing on a Sunday night, right? So if it was the old traditional way of, straight after the, home and away games, then you play finals the week after. Now they got to have the week off. You got to relax. You got to play with your hamstring. You got to play with your nails.
They've been doing that for years. It's not like it's the first year.
Well, lately they've been doing the last probably 10 years.
Even if it was, they would play the final.
It's been going for 100 years, mate. Not fucking 10 years. Speak up 100 years. So Carlton, very lucky that they've got that week's rest because they will win, and I want them to win by 90 points. But you're very lucky because I reckon you're going to get a bit tired towards the finals. Anyway, move on. Let's go.
Hey, you'll have 6 months to fucking recover. So there you go.
Hope so. We need that, mate. We need it.
Anyway, yeah, you're right, man. Sounds a bit salty to me, mate. Oh, man, that's salty. All right, last game. The shit deal versus the fucking witches' hats.
All righty. That's it. The last game, Essendon Collingwood, MCG, Friday night. Just quickly as well, I don't want to get into too much of a debate here, But the AFL decided this fixture not that long ago. Not to be rude, Mark, how did Essendon get a Friday night slot?
Yeah, I know.
Got me fucking puzzled, mate.
I don't want to
No,
be
obviously, I think it's got to do with maybe they got the TAC, they got the sash with the belt.
Oh, that's right.
So
TAC
this
round.
week
It's
they
a
got
rivalry.
the sash, so they better not fucking crash. It's gonna look pretty
Anyway.
shit, isn't it?
I know Manny's going to go Collingwood. What are you going to do, Quinn?
Go Collingwood.
All right, I've gone Essendon. I actually think that Essendon, they're not going to do that performance, man. They're coming back to win by 148 points.
Yep. Essendon will come back. They'll fight for it. They might not get over the line, Manny.
Even though we're running over,
you're missing some players. You're lucky you got a week. You're lucky you got a week's buy to get some players back. You know, bullshit. Got a week to recover and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I reckon.
Before we go, I just want to let's do this one here because we didn't do it. Let's have a look at it. So here we go. Rocco 130, Mark 128, and then Quinn and Manny. So the only thing that I'm going to win this, right? But let's say
no, you're not.
Quinn, don't finish last. You can't finish last to that shit side.
I haven't said that Essendon's going to win. I might say Collingwood might win, and then I'll get close to that.
Who are you going to say?
Essendon by 149 points.
All right, I'm going to give you.
Had a chance.
We're running out of time.
You had a chance and you fucked it. You had a chance.
Even though we're running out of time.
I can only go with my love and passion, mate. Love and passion.
I'm going to give you 5 minutes to state your case against Turdsville and Witches hats. And actually, you got the same colours as a Witches hat when I look at your Bombers colours.
So what do you mean on the game on Friday night or what?
Nah. On the fucking cricket. Of course, the game.
There's not really much. The game really, obviously Essendon's going to come out and try and fucking make some form of effort to win the game at least. And if they don't, and Collingwood come out and demolish us, well then, mate, we've got to go back to square one. I mean, we've got to go out there and just destroy them while we've got the opportunity, while they've got no players, all the good players, Dacos and Murphy and Cloak and what's the other one there? Renee Kink. So we've got to go. This is an opportunity now for Essendon to go out there, put some friggin' effort into the game, tackle, run, hit the scoreboard, don't worry about the reviews, and we'll win by at least 149 points if you're not careful, Manny.
What's your response to that?
Well, let's just say that when you see someone drowning, what are they doing? They're reaching out. They're trying to clutch onto anything and everything. Look, Essendon is all over for this year. They did okay at the start of the year. Then for some unknown reason, they just started going downhill, which is really, really sad. Because I actually thought that this year, if there was one team that was going to play finals football, I thought it was going to be the Bombers. I really believed it. But it did let them down.
Westerfield.
See, that's what I can't understand. Westerfield, Wiedemann, they're not bringing those players in. Voss is.
They start with W, and you don't play W players.
I just don't see why. I don't know if it's a coach thing or whatever, man. But at the end of the day, like there's some reserve players out there that could actually just get out there and give it a go. Like Voss, centre half forward. We need big players. We need to start getting big bodied players. Even if you put Wiedemann in the back line, centre half back, he got recruited as a forward. Put him centre half back. Bring a young player like Voss in. Apparently he's just as strong as Jonathan Brown. Just give him a go. Maybe give Tipper a send-off game. I don't know. I don't know. There's no plan B, mate.
I'm telling you, there is some implications here because if Collingwood lose and Brisbane win, they go to first and a second, and then it all depends on who's playing who. So like Collingwood will have to play Port, or do they want to play Melbourne?
Yeah.
They're still going to get a home final, Collingwood, because they won't finish lower than second. But
but they want to go for some
who you want to play. Do you rather play Melbourne or do you rather play Port Adelaide here, you know, like so.
Yeah.
There's a lot
You
of
probably want to play
implications
Port.
going on.
Yeah.
Well, look,
Well,
we've got the Gully. We've got the Go that's back. We've got Bobby Hill that's back. And
Yeah, but are they fit? You know what I mean? Would you risk those players, man?
Yeah.
Are they 100% fit? You know what I mean? So
it's what McRae said. Risk and reward. You know, do you risk it for the? I mean, these are two players that are healthy and they're ready to come back. Jeremy Howe, he's going to play in the back in defence, so we're going to move him away from forward. So you know, we're going to do what we can. I mean,
are you confident? Are you confident, meaning that you guys will beat us on Friday night? Are you confident, or you just I reckon Essendon's going to come out, be fired up. You know, they're going to come out and maybe knock out my check or something.
I haven't seen Essendon do anything to impress me over the last 6 weeks. I mean, Collingwood's been going downhill. I agree, but Essendon has not shown look. You can't sort of take that away.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. So you guys need to win and win comfortable. Yeah. Otherwise,
but when Collingwood and Essendon played, always that game seems to be a tough game.
Regardless,
we came back in the last quarter when we played you at the early part of the year, and we beat you, I think, by 13 points from memory.
And quickly, boys, as well, at least, regardless of our Essendon's finish off the end of the year, we beat the Carlton Spuds, we beat the Richmond Tame Tigers, and we're going to beat Collingwood Wobbles on Friday night. So we've beaten all you guys anyway, mate. The Fourever rivals, you haven't beaten us this year. Collingwood just won last time. Elliot, whatever his name is. At the end of the day, we beat the Spuds, we beat the Tame Tigers, and we're going to beat the Collie Wobbles on Friday night. And I can't wait for next week's show because I'm going to sit there and go, we won and we beat you guys. Doesn't matter about the finals. I don't care.
I tell you what's going to be huge for football.
It matters, finals.
I tell you what's
I don't care. Finals.
Thank you very much, Essendon, because it was your...
Brisbane and Melbourne is going to make the finals. Brisbane and Melbourne. Don't know about the rest.
Thank you, Essendon, because it was our performance against yours that have turned the tide since that point.
There you go. See? Yeah, must have been counterfeit money underneath the corruption.
If Collingwood loses it's his first game of finals football, there's a big chance that they're going to be playing Carlton. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's all right. And you'll both go out because when it comes to prelim, they'll knock you guys out as well. So that's my prediction. We should have maybe a prediction for next.
Is that coming from a bloke who hasn't won finals in 7,288 days? Come on, mate.
And that's what happens. You start because it's happened.
Yeah, whatever. Here you go. Salty has. Manny, you're absolutely right. You lose that first game. We win our first game. Week 2 will be Carlton, Collingwood. And let me just say, that will be the biggest game in the last 30 years. I don't care. Grand final, anything, mate. The last time we played was 1988 first final. The last time we played a final.
Will you be at the game? That's the question.
Of course.
Will you be at the game?
Of course. That's a stupid question, Manny. Man, I'll be at every game, mate. I'll be at the grand final, mate. Are you joking? I'll be at every game, man. I never miss a game, man. The only games I missed this year was 2 interstate games, and I went to the other 2. Anyway.
Listen, good effort, Rock. Good effort, mate.
It is a good effort. I'm fucking wrapped, and I'm loving football at the moment, and you can all go and get stuffed, right? So I just want to say, first of all, right, thanks everyone, man. This has been a huge audience tonight, man, like huge, man. Like the viewing audience was amazing. Also, the comments, sometimes I can't put them up all, but trust me, I'm reading them all. I'm trying to get conversation. I mean, just trying to talk to Manny does my head in, let alone speak to Manny and do that. Right, here he goes. He just disappears. I'm
here.
So all we got. This is all a bit of fun, and it is a bit of fun. But I truly do think Manny is a dud, and I did say it on my show that my aim is for you to leave the show, and I think I'm getting closer and closer to that.
Well,
I do appreciate everyone joining in. I do appreciate you three coming on. This is Grouse, and I don't know anything else before we sign off.
Oh, hey, Rocco, you look like you're about to tear up there, mate. Hey, you're getting a bit emotional.
Mate, if people that love me, people that know me know that because I love the show here. People that know me, no, I'm a very, very emotional and a very new age guy, mate. Like I'm you don't have to say that, man.
The modern man, you are, Rock.
I am the modern man with
Revolution.
All right, guys. Seriously, guys, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks to thanks to you guys. And just remember, who's the best team in the league at the moment? Go Blue Dragons!